wholeness, right? They give you the full experience, I mean, but they're meant to be experienced. They're not supposed to experience you, right? They're meant to be experienced. They're meant for you to use to experience what you're going through, not to live there in it. Not to live there in it. All right. So where should you live? Huh?
Yeah, balance is above you. Because if you're in the boat, standing on one side, you can't be balanced. You got to get above that. I'm trying to say something.
Centered.
Okay,
centered.
Yes.
That's easy. That sounds like hippie talk to a lot of us. Oh, you should leave. You should center your being and everything. But that's not very far from the truth at all on some of the stuff they teach there. But we should be centered. What color is here in the center on this drawing? There's no color there, right? It's transparent. It's clear. There's no color there. There's no color there. All right. So what is let's just go with the white or the transparent. What does that represent to you?
I just think about when you have a flag.
About
there's no war.
No war. No, there's no war there, right? There's peace there. There's peace there. This is the place of peace here, right? This is the place of peace. This is the place of storms.
Yeah, I see that.
Right? This is the eye of the. Yeah, they do. What does rainbow mean?
Both iris.
The iris.
Yeah.
The eye. It literally is the eye of the storm here in the center, right? So we should live at peace. Remember, people at peace tend to stay at peace.
Apple of his eye.
The apple of his eye, exactly. So it's all right there. People at peace tend to stay at peace. Why? Because they're balanced. They're at the center of the storm. When they feel it start to tip one way or the other, they adjust. They adjust to keep it balanced, to stay in that peace. Because when you live in this peace, you become addicted to that too. I'm very jealous of my peace, and I don't like for it to be disturbed. Right? So we should live here and experience the colors as they come over. I don't want to go out here into these rings. I don't want to walk out into the storm and leave my place of peace. I can stand here in the center and experience all the colors of the rainbow going by and around and in front of and behind me, and never leave my place of rest there. Never leave my place of peace. So then I can experience all these emotions and all these colors and everything, and they don't experience me. They don't run the show then, right? They're not controlling.
That verse that says, God will keep us in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on Him.
Amen.
Mind is stayed on Him.
Amen. So now my mind is stayed on Him, so there's not a bunch of crazy thoughts going on inside of me because of all the emotions and stuff that I'm walking around in. Because I'm not walking around in the emotions anymore. I'm at rest in the center of who He is and what He's done. Sure. I hope I got an answer. Okay. Right.
The ring, but then it's more like a gyroscope.
Mm-hmm.
In the center, but the rings are passing around you.
So that's a great point. So, and Ed brought up centrifugal force earlier. So don't think that what you say is not important. It is. It's just may not be time for it. But so if you're in the center, anybody ever played with a gyroscope? And it's a really cool. All the guys love them. It's a guy thing. But I mean, the gyroscope is a wheel on an axle inside of a cage there, and you just like you snatch the rope there and spin it, and it's spinning, and you can take it and turn it sideways, and it'll still try to stand up. It stays where it's supposed to be. You just have to see one and experience one, because I love them. I mean, all the guys do. I think that's ever played with one. But if you're in the center, all right, the gyroscope's I mean, it's not that big. You know, you can see it all going around you, but it's not really moving you. But if you're out here on these rings that are moving around and spinning around really fast and flying around and flinging, it's a heck of a ride. You know, you're hanging on for dear life because it's spinning so fast. The centrifugal force then tries to sling you off and tries to throw you, right? So centered is the place to be. That way I'm not hanging on for dear life out here trying to walk around in my anger and stuff while it's spinning me around.
Secret place.
The secret place, right? And you can also see if you live in the right place here, if you're doing this right, it becomes the fortress, it becomes the high tower and the strength of everything that He's done, or it can be a stronghold for you. You can allow those negative emotions to build a stronghold for you and create a prison there for you that you can't get out of, that needs to be torn down and something else built there. A fortress, a stronghold, or not a stronghold, a fortress, but a high tower, a good place for you to run for refuge there.
It could be a place of influence, or it can be a place
Exactly. It depends on perspective, on how it's created and what it's there for. So the place to live is in the center. That does not mean that we don't experience emotions. It doesn't mean that things don't happen around us. But it does mean that we can get to a place where we understand that does not run the show. That does not define who I am or what I do in this situation, right? That, yeah, everything may be going to hell around me. That doesn't mean I have to go there too in the process of this. I can stay right here and deal with this the right way. I can keep these emotions in the confines of their restriction and have them do what they're supposed to do instead of them making me do something I'm not supposed to do. So it all depends on where you want to live. Where you want to live. Stay out of the rings. Stay out of the rings. Stay in the peace there. Right. Yes, ma'am.
When I think that, I think of like scientific, sci-fi things where you're suspended and you've got all this aurora, bellow, that aurora thing going on.
Right.
And you're experiencing the mist and you're experiencing some of the breeze but yet it's not affecting you. It doesn't get you out of that suspended place. And you enjoy it. You begin to see it in a beautiful state rather than
I like it. I like you about to get me to jumping up here. You're suspended. That means you're dissolved in the water again. So you are in the solution. You are in the solution. Now you've gone back to Genesis chapter 1 verse 2. You're in the solution again. You're completely dissolved and suspended in what He has done. And no, the rest of the stuff going on around there does not affect. It doesn't change that. You experience it, you see it, you smell it, you taste it, but it does not take you out of that suspension. Right? You stay in the solution. You don't come out of it and go into the problem. Right? Solution, problem. Stay in the solution. Stay in the center. Live where you're supposed to live. I love that. Make me want to jump up over here. Yes, ma'am. Sure. Share away.
Y'all know I've been through a lot of stuff in the last few months and everything, but when you started this, and I saw the light, I saw the shadow of His wing. That's what I saw. When she was talking about being suspended, the whole time you were talking, I was seeing myself that's where I was at, under the shadow of the wing.
Right.
I was watching everything going on, but He told me to get there because
Right.
He knew that if I didn't, I was going to get in the midst of all of that, spinning around underneath me.
Right.
So He held me there, and I would try every so often to fall down into it, but I would immediately be pulled back up underneath His wing, and I would watch it go around, and He'll put the pieces together, and until I was finally, I have become consumed by the positive
Amen.
side. He had to swing all that negative off of me
Right.
because I was trying to get wound up in it, so He had to pull me up to keep me from getting in that whirlwind that was going on underneath me. So that's why He told me to get underneath the shadow of His wing.
Amen.
So He has been letting me come out. And I think of a baby bird. and getting to come out of the nest. So he has put me out of that nest to see if I'm gonna be able to fly again.
Right.
And so I'm flying again.
Amen.
And I knew that I could not minister to anyone. I was not any good to anyone else unless I stayed up in there and I got whole again.
Amen.
So then I can come down and I see a tight wire right there in the middle of that. So I am able to balance on that tight wire and walk it.
Amen. And stay centered. Yes, balance is definitely required. I love the tightrope there in the center where you're walking right in here. You're standing there on the center, balanced there. So that's an excellent thing that she brought up too. That you know she knew she couldn't minister to people because of the things that were going on around her there. So and exactly what God was saying. Hey, stay out of the problem. Stay out of the problem. All right, the problems are going to come and go. They're going to happen, but stay in the solution and out of the problem. And then you can experience the problem and move on. You don't have to set up camp and live there. You don't have to dwell there. You dwell in the, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High God shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, right? And then amazing that God's shadow is light. So, can't have colors without light. So, all right. Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead. Fire away.
I thought about contacting your eye.
Okay.
When it gets dry, you use clear vision solution.
Yeah.
Because right now, when your eye, you're just going by perception of everything until you actually have to get that quench your thirst where your soul won't be dried out.
Mhm.
Get actual vision. It's just something about that. And you know, the funniest thing, the strongest muscle in our body is our eyes, because we use that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
I like that. The clear vision solution. The what? The tongue? I don't know. I always thought it'd be like the legs. It's the biggest muscles, but I don't know. Yeah. But, and that, you know, ants are way stronger than we are too, if you went by scale, by size. There's a lot to it. I've been wanting to come back and touch this. I mean, I thought it was time for it. So, and there's a ton more in there than, you know, I encourage you guys to look at it and study it. And you definitely need to associate and understand where you are, what you associate with these different colors. This is just what I associated. But you need to associate what you experience in these different things.